question is, I spoke to a scholar a while back, and I asked him whether there was an established Moorish nation in this landmass hemisphere. You know, in North America, or so-called South America, or
North-Amexem.
North-Amexem and South-Amexem.
North Central and South-Amexem? Emphatically, yes. There are parties in this hemisphere that folks know: the Empire of the Washita of the Mountaineer, Moors. No one disputes, even the privately owned and operated UN folks do not dispute the fact that there's a body of Moors that's been here, known as the Washita. They can document themselves as being here for 10,000 Earth years or better. I don't have their evidence, but you can contact them directly to acquire that particular evidence. I've seen particular material from them. They are a matriarchal nation and have been since time out of mind. And there are parties who have put particular information in international public domain for folks to view and to challenge if possible. And apparently there had been no successful challenges to their data. And particular parties have done quasi-court actions in foreign jurisdictions and even legitimate court actions in other locations. Once you prove a matter to be a matter of truth in any actual court of record, any real court as opposed to a so-called quasi-court, you may not be called a fraud on that issue. And so since particular parties have clearly established this to be fact, until folks show otherwise, I stand behind whatever the Washita have to say on the subject. We do know that Empress Vertice apparently still maintains control over the regal monarchy of the Empire of the Mountaineer for the Washita. That's the best way I know how to answer that particular question in short form. Do you have a follow-on question for that? Or anything else you want to ask?
Any, like when they say the five civilized tribes, were they also?
They're absolutely Moors. The Owls, the Alis, the Bays, the Els. Then there's also the Khans, the Max, and the Zanaga, or Zenaga, that some folks now refer to as so-called Seneca, whatever that is. And since they all speak a language known as Algonquin, which is basically broken Mordabic, that some folks have a pejorative calling so-called Arabic, well then yes, you may know them as some other pejoratives that we won't go into, but those are the actual civilized. No, he's fine. Welcome home. Let him roam. He's doing all right. You say he's 1. When is he going to be 2?
March 29th.
Well, so he is 2. Well, let him roam. He's good. He's having the time of his life. As long as he doesn't get hurt, he can do whatever he wants. Let him roam. Peace and love. You have an additional question you want to ask briefly before we adjourn?
No. Pretty much.
All right. Well, I'm happy that you got to... Oh, you have a question?
The 5 civilized tribes, as they call them, why are they so-called civilized?
Fair question. You should ask the party who came up with the terminology, or ask them why they accept a particular terminology. I can't speak for them, but I will speak for the Amexem-Moor-Empire National Collective. There are parties who mean well, and then there are parties who seek to do harm through their social engineering from a Eurocentric mindset. We don't feed into any of that stuff. All those folks, they are Moors, whether they are amalgamated Moors or misnomer so-called mulatto. Moors are Moors are Moor. If they are from, well, I put it this way: you can speak to any sachem and ask that particular sachem or shechem, depending on who you talk to, and say to that particular sachem, "Where's your medicine man?" You can speak to any medicine man anywhere in North-Amexem, or anywhere for that matter, and ask him for the 4 sacred colors. They will give it to you in the same order no matter who you talk to. The black, the brown, the red, the yellow. Recessive yellow can't make dominant red. Recessive red can't make dominant brown. And recessive brown cannot make dominant black. A Moor is a Moor is a Moor. All 33 shades of our wonderful skin. That's the best way I know how to answer that question without getting into the goofy and the sidebar nonsense. So, I thank you for your questions, and with that, would you say peace and love in Islam?
Islam.